Hey guys, it's Positive B. Some people may know me as BB. I am the owner of BeFit movement. So what I would like to do with you guys is just to be transparent and just tell you a little bit about me and who I am and where I come from. So I'm 29 years young. I've been doing fitness since I was 20, maybe 22 or something like that. I started in 2013. Around that time, people kept telling me that I had potential, but it was never showing me what that potential could do for my life. Growing up, a family of 11, single mother. She worked so much and gave us so much. Father was in and out of our lives. I see him on weekends or whenever I probably wanted to hang out with him or needed something. And at that time, we didn't really necessarily have a relationship. I feel like the times that I did spend with him, I spent a lot of time cleaning and washing clothes and cooking, and that just wasn't for me. Moving forward, I've been through a lot of things in my life, and people always try to ask me questions and things like that, and I can be so closed off because I don't trust a lot of people, and I had to get out of my own way. Moving forward, I've been through a lot of stuff. I've been homeless before. I got kicked out of school. I was in bad relationships. I used to run the streets, sell drugs, all kind of things. And I really didn't know if I had a purpose in my life. When I was younger, I did know, but as I started to grow up and to learn myself, I knew that there was more to life. I just didn't know how to receive that or how to go after it. One day, I just prayed and I asked God for a better opportunity. People kept telling me that I had potential, but I didn't know what to do with that. So with that being said, literally I just started running. And at this time I was living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I met a group of people and they introduced me to their workout. And ever since then, I was around people that actually wanted to see me succeed. And that was the first time that I felt that kind of love. I felt that kind of energy. And I was introduced to Herbalife. So, moving forward, I learned to love myself. I got back into church and I got back into writing poetry and things like that. And it really just changed my life for the better. I didn't know I had so many testimonies. I didn't know how powerful I was because nobody really told me. They just kept telling me I had potential. But potential is just I have potential, or I could be, or you can do, or there's a possibility. But I was tired of living in what was possible, and I wanted to start living in what I can do and actually see that possible become actual possible. And I can actually see the transformation. I can actually see me doing something greater than what I've already been doing and see something different. It was just so discouraging, growing up and being around so much poverty and so many drug dealers and living in the hood and seeing people, that look like me, don't really have much and working 9 to 5s and still struggling to eat, struggling to pay bills and things like that, and having that one parent in a household, and that itself caused a lot of disheartening situations for us. It caused a lot of trauma, and people don't understand and realize what trauma does to kids and how it affects us in our adult lives and how that plays on our mental health. So for a while I struggled with depression, I struggled with mental health, I struggled with developing a relationship, developing trust with people, because from what I've seen I was so closed off. At a young age, I used to write so much and I used to talk to God day in and day out. And one day my brother had found my notebook and he was like, "Dog, why don't you share this with people? People need to hear this." And I'm like, first off, you need to not be in my book. And second off, I don't want to talk about it. Because that was just something I never did. I never talked about my feelings. I never talked about what I want. I never talked about the things that hurted me. I never talked about the pain that I went through. I never talked about the hurt in my heart. I never talked about these things. And it really took a toll on me. And I became angry. And I was such an angry soul. I was so angry, and my family looked at me as if something was wrong with me and that I needed help. And that didn't make the situation better. And I was in an abusive relationship. I was the abuser. And, well, not necessarily, but we did fight. And people used to call me the abuser because I stood up for me. And I didn't allow anybody to hit me or to take advantage of me without putting up a fight. I've watched my brother beat the shit out of his women. I watched my mom fight my dad. I watched people around my neighborhood fight each other, and I was like, if that's love, I don't want it. And I felt like I took on some of those traits. And like every relationship I actually have, we fought. And I'm not happy about that. I'm not saying that to say that I'm an abuser or like this is what I do on a daily or anything like that. But I knew that wasn't something that I wanted to do. That wasn't something I wanted to carry into my relationships moving forward. And it really took an effect on me because I thought that was love. When that's all you see, you think that's love. Until like somebody show you something different. Until God show you like, no, that's not love. Until somebody come into your life and actually love on you. Or until you show yourself that you're not going to put up with that. Until you love on yourself. And you know that this self-love is something that you're not going to allow somebody else to come into your life. And if you have a disagreement, that you fight because you have that disagreement. No, we just have a disagreement. You don't agree with me. Let's agree to disagree. And that's okay. But we don't do that. We choose to out-talk one another. We choose to yell at one another. We choose to make it normal. We normalize abuse. We normalize down-talking. We normalize combativeness. We normalize verbal combative. Like, that is not normal for us. And this is just really hard for me to say. And this is really me being vulnerable and releasing some of the things that I don't want to hold on to anymore. And maybe this can save somebody else's life, or maybe give you a different view of me, or maybe you judge me. And I really don't care what you think of me. What you think about me is none of my business. But what I think about me is 100% my business. The way I carry myself is 100% my business. The way I love on me is 100% my business. The way I talk to me is 100% my business. And I just want to be a reflection of something greater. I just want to be a reflection of God. I just want to be a reflection of, or an example of what could be, and the possibilities of growing and pushing through and loving on yourself and persevering. And it's like, I'm not where I want to be right now. I'm not. But I took the initiative and I took the extra steps, and I stepped out on faith. I left Milwaukee. I'm in Atlanta, and I struggled so much since I've been in Atlanta. I worked out in jobs. Like when I got here, I had a job lined up, and then that job had fell through. So I was left living in a 1-bedroom apartment with 2 other people, living in the living room on a blow-up bed with a made-up ass closet, and working jobs that I didn't want to work at. I worked at UPS. I worked at Kroger until I got a job with a gym, until I started gaining my own clients, until I got back into Herbalife, until I started believing in myself. And even then I struggled. I struggled with communication. I struggled with talking to people. I struggled with saving money. And these are just habits that I haven't learned yet. And I'm learning. And it takes time. And I wish things changed overnight. I wish I was an overnight success. I wish I was doing things greater. I wish all this stuff. But it's like, stop wishing and start doing. So instead of me dwelling on the past, instead of me dwelling on the bill I got to pay, or dwelling on something else, I'm going to go out there and make it happen. Like, no matter what it is in life, we have the possibility to change our lives. And it starts in a mindset. If we think we can't do it, guess what? You can't do it. If we think we could do it, we can do it. And it all just starts with that one thought. Change your mind, you'll change your life. Change your mind, you'll change your life. So if you want more stories from me, if you really want to know some of the things I've been through, or you want to follow me, my journey and things like that, I will be dropping so much more of my life. And I don't care if I lose people. I don't care if I lose friends. I don't care if my family don't talk to me. I don't care. I'm telling the truth about me and how I've come about and how I'm surviving and how I'm living and handling certain situations. I lost my mom 2015. The hardest thing I ever had to endure in my life. The hardest thing I ever had to endure in my life. And I felt like I was on a peak of my business and in Herbalife, and I was doing amazing. Like people kept telling me that I was Mrs. Herbalife. Like, I believed in me that much. I trust God that much. When I lost my mom, I just feel like I lost a piece of me. Like a piece of my soul died, and I really didn't know how to move through life like that. And I allowed a lot of things to happen. I became homeless. I lost my home. People stole from my mother. People stole from my brothers. We got split up as a family. I lived in a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stayed at the gym I was renting out. And I was doing a bodybuilding show at that. And I was prepping for a show. And nobody knew any of this stuff. Why? Because I don't wear my struggles on my sleeve. I don't take the pain and paint it for the world so y'all can see that I'm a failure. I'm not going to go around yelling that I'm homeless or I don't have or yada, yada, yada. I'm going to work my ass off to get back up. I slept on chairs, my nigga. Like, I slept on chairs together because I didn't have a bed. I came from the gutter. And the way I carry myself, people would never know. The first poetry set I had at my house, and it was in the hood, people was like, I didn't know you stayed in the hood. I didn't take you as a person that lived in the hood. Well, you don't know my story. You only see the glory and the light God has given me to shine brighter than the darkness that I carry inside of me. I am not my pain. I am not my past. I am definitely the healing and the light God has given me. So no matter what you're going through in life, you can persevere and you can push through. It's a decision. It's a decision. No matter what it is in life, it's a decision. So, with that being said, decide to be greater. Decide to show up for you. Decide to be a yes. Decide that you're going to do something different in your life. Because with that, it's so much more power in that. I love y'all. And I'll drop another story about my road to success and bodybuilding and things like that when I get a moment. Please subscribe to my channel. Follow me at YouSeeMe. You_see me on Instagram. Facebook is BeFit Movement. Please like and share this video. Please drop a comment if you need to. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my vulnerability. This is me being vulnerable. This is me sharing my story. This is me being transparent. This is me loving on me enough to say that God has brought me so much. God has brought me far. And this is only the beginning. I taste the victories. And it's just up to me to keep chasing after them, no matter what it looks like. My life is not perfect. I don't have it all put together. I don't have all the answers. And sometimes I feel like I'm just figuring it out as I go. And I'm writing it down, and I'm just putting the content out there. I'm trusting God in the process. And you should do the same. I love y'all. Make sure you love you too.